From the studios of Laugh Out Lounge, Polk County's premier comedy club, it's the Eric and Mike Podcast. And now, welcome, Eric and Mike.
Hello and welcome once again to the Eric and Mike Podcast, Show 11.
That's right, Show 11, buddy. Show 11. We've done 11 of this. Will be 11.
Wow.
We've got our first 10 under our belt.
Ooh, doggy. and the critics said it wouldn't last.
I know. Yeah, well, we'll
bless.
see. But I will say this: it's good to be, just sitting here, the two of us having a conversation. It's really kind of my favorite part of doing this. I love the live shows. The live shows are great. But I can't say enough how awesome it was to sit down with Sheriff Grady Judd.
Oh, it was
last
a
week.
great time.
It was just incredible. He's such a good interview.
And if you haven't seen just the reels or the podcast itself, what's wrong with you?
Yes.
Get off your lazy fingers and find it on the internet
Hurry.
and check it out.
Yeah, it was a great time. He's awesome. His staff is awesome, and that studio that they have over there.
Oh, that's sick.
It is almost disgusting.
It's network
yeah,
quality stuff,
it is.
man. It really, really is.
Now, and I don't know this, and I never asked him. Maybe you know. Is that where, like, if he has his press conferences, is that where they do it? Is in that room? Because I always pictured that was like in a big banquet type room.
I believe some of them are done in a conference room, and I think some of them are done in that room.
Room.
Yeah.
That room is incredible, and
Yeah.
Keith is really great, the guy who runs it over there, and he's just like, isn't he just the perfect like studio nerd?
Absolutely.
He knows his stuff, and
Yep.
he's super excited about every bit of it, and he's more than willing to help out. So the video looks great, the audio quality is great. Sheriff Grady Judd was awesome, so please go and check it out. You can find all of the full video episodes on YouTube. Search for the Eric and Mike Podcast or Grady Judd's Did You Hear Me on YouTube. And, of course, you can listen to audio only through all of your favorite podcast channels, whether it's Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora. I think I was playing it out on a stereo on the street corner earlier, so you can hear it anywhere.
Excellent. Good man.
Yeah.
Get the word out. That's called some guerrilla advertising right there.
Right there, exactly. What about you? How are things in the world of Eric Michael since we last met?
Things are interesting. I
Yeah.
have decided to join a of-age dating app.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How is that going?
I've been inundated with emails, most of them junk.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I was going to say, be careful of the scams these days on those. Yeah.
So I've haven't met anybody, haven't talked to anybody,
Okay.
that sort of thing. But I thought I'd just bring that to the air and we can kind of
Play
follow
with
it
that?
along.
Yeah.
Follow it along as we.
Follow along as Eric tries to re-enter the dating world.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you mind do you want to mention what app it is?
There's a couple, and
Yeah. Okay.
not
I got
yet.
Now, when you say adult dating app, is it still the same app? You just like kind of made the constraints in your age range?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. There's one where it's mainly. I hate using the word senior, but it's for older adults, 50 plus.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're a senior, bro.
Well,
I
know.
I don't mean to be.
I
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm
I
just
hit up
saying,
those discounts whenever I can. Let me tell you.
You should have been able to access those for like the last 5 years, though.
Well, I didn't.
Right,
But now
so
I'm beginning to.
Now you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead.
Yeah.
By God, you've earned it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
right. By golly,
You have earned those senior discounts.
gimme.
Holy moly.
I gotta save that 10% at Taco Bell, by God.
So are there any little ladies that have potential? Like, do you have any potentials? Or is
Oh,
it...
there's a whole bunch from Thailand that want to get to know me.
Oh, dude, those are the best ones. Who doesn't like a little tie every once in a while?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
No, there's nobody in contention.
Nobody. Okay,
No,
I got
yeah.
you. Wow.
But if I do find someone, I thought the first get-together date could be a live podcast.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. As soon as you do it, we'll do a phone-in interview. with
okay,
her.
great.
And then we'll have her live after she's gotten to know everybody via audio channels.
There you go.
Then we'll have her at one of the live shows. It'll be fantastic.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, what a way to start off a relationship.
You know what? You always kept them private when we were on the air.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now you see how that worked out.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Worked
now
grand.
So now you might as well just start flaunting them and just let them know.
Why not?
Yeah,
Just
that way,
Parade
maybe-
them out there like, some sheep and
Yes.
cheap at a fair, and why not?
Wow. All right. Well, Eric Michael's stable. That's what it is. It's the stable. Yeah.
Stable.
Oh
Sure.
boy.
But that's all that's happening in my world.
I'm trying to think if there's anything new to report as of late in my world. Nothing like, what I have. I told myself I wasn't going to talk about this, but I was like, well, it's something maybe. But I have really gotten to love my bidet.
Oh Lord.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying. I was sitting on the toilet this morning, Eric.
Really?
thinking about the
podcast
today, and I was
Great.
like, "What are we going to talk about?" I wonder what. And then I was like, "Well, it's time to use my bidet," and I went, "Boy, this is just really pleasant."
God bless.
I was thinking, maybe I could. Have you got one?
No.
Dude.
No.
Dude, $35 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Get the cheapo. It's fine.
Yeah.
It works.
Okay.
Yeah, some nice cold aqua filling.
I don't need cold down there, man.
But see,
the boys will shrink up so much I'll never see them again. We're already kind of not on speaking terms.
Oh, wow.
That's what happens when you reach my age,
I
Mike.
understand.
You got that to look forward to.
Well, mine have done the exact opposite. They look like that little thing in the middle of a bell. They're hanging very
Sure,
low.
yeah. The clapper.
Yeah, yeah. So it's actually nice to get them to tighten up a little bit. But I don't know. I would just, man, if you don't have one, I'm telling you, go get a bidet.
I think that could be our very first product placement, the Eric and Mike bidet.
Yes.
And
I remember our first podcast was called Eric and Mike's Ass.
That's true.
We should have sold a bidet then.
Oh, that would have been just phenomenal.
The Eric and Mike after show. Yeah, we called it the Eric and Mike's Ass podcast. Right. And and all of the fans were the Ass Sweepace.
Yep.
And I love that. We should have sold a bidet then. Apparently, we missed the boat on that.
That's all right. That's live and learn, man.
Other than that, I can't think of any. Man, I have. I think I might have mentioned this already, but my lawn needs to be mowed, and I can't tell you how much I miss somebody else mowing it. Man, I've got to figure out a way to get somebody else to mow. I got to trick some people into mowing my lawn.
Well, you do own a club that runs advertising.
I know.
It's called
Traderama. Yeah, do a little trade so that you come mow my lawn and I'll advertise your lawn service.
Right.
If you want to do that. But yeah, it's just been so busy. I mean, I'm sure you understand. You've got a full-time gig and you're doing this and you've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you look out and go, oh, damn it. The lawn needs to be mowed.
No, I look out and go, oh, look at that. The HOA's mowing my lawn for me.
Oh, you
wonderful.
have an HOA that mows it?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I knew you were in an HOA, but I didn't realize that they mowed it for you.
They mow the lawn and pay for my cable and internet.
Now, see, everybody complains about HOAs, and sometimes they're really, really good.
Yeah.
I
agree.
If you're a person who is sloppy and you want to be able to park your broken down truck on blocks in your front yard, then you're not going to want an HOA.
Right.
But if you like the simple things in life, like having your lawn mowed and your cable bill paid for, HOAs are the way to go.
And not have to worry about random roosters running through your yard.
There's random roosters in our neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yes, there are. And I thought roosters hated each other. I thought they were super territorial. But there's like a gang of roosters, and they all run together. They do. I swear to God.
Oh.
It's
like the Thunderbirds in Greece?
Yeah. Like the Cockadoodle Crips. I don't know.
Yeah.
I swear there's at least 3 or 4 full-grown roosters that run together. I see them all the time. There's a couple of hens, and they recently had some chicks.
Oh, okay.
So they're running around with them. And for whatever reason, the roosters are like pals, and they don't fight or anything. But I thought that was the whole concept behind cockfighting, was that roosters were super territorial and would kick your ass or whatever. But apparently they don't, not in the wild anyway. But yeah, you don't have to worry about that with an HOA at all. But you do have to worry about when you don't have an HOA. Not only do you have the roosters, but you also have the guy who. Oh, this is a good one that I should be reporting. The guy who lives a couple of houses down from us, who has a tree cutting service, and decided that he was going to cut the neighbor's tree across the street from us. Right?
Sure.
He is, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure there's some drugs involved over at that house. And they had this giant, probably 50-foot tall tree that was right next to some power lines. And it was leaning. It grew up past the power lines and then leaned over the power lines.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to cut it down by tying a long rope to the top of the tree and then pulling it with their truck back the other way, right? To take it away from the power lines.
Yeah.
And we watched in horror as they screwed that up big time.
Did you say, honey, get the generator ready?
Pretty much. But they screwed it up big time. It came tumbling down right on top of all the power lines. It actually ripped. Luckily for us, it didn't do anything except for kill the power.
Yeah.
But for across the street, it ripped out of the two houses that the tree was in between. It ripped whatever their stuff is, like right out of the box on the side.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
They had a team of 15 trucks out there. I called the sheriff's office immediately and said, "These idiots did it. They finally did it. We knew they were going to do it, and they did it. And they knocked this tree down and they took down the power." And I was pissed, right?
Yeah.
I was raising hell because we were out of power and we didn't know how long it was going to be because they basically torn everything up. But they had a team of like 15 trucks. They had our power on within an hour.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was shocked at how fast they had ours on. Now the people across the street, they had to rebuild all that stuff on the side of the house.
Man.
And I can't imagine who has to pay for that or who is paying for it. But
that homeboy that took the tree down would be paying
well,
for
that's
it.
what you would think. But if you saw this guy's house and his truck and his belongings, you would probably understand that he ain't got the money to pay for that.
Oh, dude.
Like he cuts trees so that he can pay for his drug problem is what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. And hopefully he doesn't listen to this podcast. But if he does, I apologize because he did give me some pieces of wood that I want to make some tables out of from that same tree.
Well, that'll work.
Yeah.
Real quickly, getting back to your roosters, do they run free in the yard in the
Yes.
in the hood?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's why they get along.
I
I looked it up. If the roosters were in a confined area, then there would be fights for pecking order and dominance, and the fights can get ugly. Since they have a wide open area that they can roam in, chances are they've already kind of had that conversation about the pecking order.
I see.
And they're all cool because they have big enough area to chill in.
Really? How very cool. I had no idea. I
Yeah.
had no idea. I always thought that they were just, like two gorillas in the jungle. They would, you know what I mean? They would
Right.
go at it if they ran into each other.
Yeah. Happy anniversary, Mike.
Oh, man. I saw this story.
It is the 5th anniversary of COVID-19.
Ugh.
The World Health Organization declared it a global pandemic on March 11th, 2020.
That's terrible. Well, I mean, hey, happy anniversary, I guess.
Yeah. On the 13th of March, President Trump declared a national emergency.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, schools, businesses, and borders closed. California became the first to issue a stay-at-home order on March 19th, and other states followed suit. The stock market had its worst crash since 1987. Of course, here recently, it's going to match that, it looks like.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. But
All the sports leagues shut down. Gal Gadot had that horrible Imagine video.
oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Wow.
I personally think Gal Gadot is absolutely the worst actress I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because you've only seen her in Wonder Woman.
No, I've also saw her in a video with or a movie with Zach Galifianakis and John Hamm, where she plays like a spy, an agent of some sort.
Zach Galifianakis in a spy movie?
Oh, well, he's the next door neighbor. That is.
Oh, I gotcha. I
you
gotcha.
know.
I think she's okay. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. There's no doubt about that. My
Oh
goodness.
no,
the woman is
I
gorgeous.
give you that. Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, I mean, I will give you that she is no Meryl Streep. She's not winning any Oscars anytime soon. But
Right.
I've never thought of her as a bad actress, but definitely not like a star power, like real actress.
Keeping Up with the Joneses is the name of the video.
Oh wow, okay.
It's Zach Galifianakis.
You say video, you mean a movie?
Movie, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
movie.
From 2016. It's on Prime, I do believe.
Okay.
Jeff and Karen Gaffney are a typical suburban couple whose summer takes a wild, wacky turn.
Wild and wacky.
when new neighbors move in. The Joneses are the picture-perfect team. Jeff and Karen soon begin to suspect that there is a dark side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds bad. It sounds like it was just a bad movie. And sometimes good actors can be in bad movies, Eric.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Agreed.
I just saw one, Robert De Niro. We talked about it on the Grady Judd podcast. I mentioned it, The 0 Day.
Mm-hmm.
It was good, but it really wasn't that great. And Robert De Niro, is a
Sure.
fantastic actor.
Oh, absolutely.
But because, one, he's aged considerably, if you haven't seen him lately, but he's playing a retired president.
Okay.
He's an ex-president. But he's just, it doesn't matter what you do with a good actor with a bad script. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So even that will happen. I mean, it wasn't the worst show I've ever seen, but I will say, sometimes good actors get bad scripts.
Well, speaking of De Niro, I rewatched The Untouchables last couple 3 days.
Was that the
Kevin Costner,
Yes.
De Niro.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
De Niro was Capone, wasn't
yes.
he? In that? Yeah.
Andy Garcia, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, yes.
What an amazing movie.
Got him in my sights.
Oh, jeez.
That's the Chicago way.
What a great movie.
How does the Scottish man end up playing? Was he a Scottish guy in that? I can't
No, he
remember.
was Irish.
He was Irish in
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yes.
But he did
Jimmy
have
Malone.
They didn't try to give him a Chicagoan. Like he wasn't, over there. Give me
Yeah. Oh, no, go have some pierogies down
have
there.
some brats over there, Captain.
Yeah. No, he has this attempt at an Irish accent
Yeah.
in it.
Well, Scottish and Irish are pretty close.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can. I mean, it's like
Don't they?
Kathleen and Juanita.
Aren't they separated by a cow field or something, a cow pasture? Yeah.
A little lake.
yeah, something like that.
Sure.
Oh,
Nothing
that's
major.
funny.
Just a little lake.
Happy anniversary to those of you who are keeping count for the whole COVID thing. Yeah, it's one of those.
I still personally believe, and real quickly on this COVID thing, that I still feel effects from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Um.
My short-term memory isn't as sharp as it used to be.
Yeah.
Wow. I know. Look at your age.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be a jerk. You're just getting older. It happens.
You're not trying to be, but you're successful at being one.
I apologize. Yeah.
But no, it just I get foggy pretty easy.
Yeah.
You know, I still think it all kind of started then.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely no doubt that other people have experienced that same thing.
Yeah.
And whenever when I had COVID, like the first time, the really bad time that I had COVID,
right.
That was because I had it 3 times, I think, total. But the first time I had COVID, as I was getting out over it, I was having some chicken noodle soup, and I was like, "Babe, why did you put so much salt in this chicken noodle soup?" She was like, "I didn't put any salt in it." I was like, "It tastes like salt water."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I realized it wasn't her, and then I took a drink of water, and I was like, "Oh my God, everything tastes like salt."
Yeah.
Well, that went away, but I am much more sensitive to salt now than I ever have been.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've noticed that since I had COVID, that I am much more sensitive to it. If it gets too salty, I used to be able to go, "I'll eat it, it's fine." Now if it gets too salty, I'm like, "Oh."
Ooh.
And it doesn't take much for it to get too salty.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a thing. It's a thing for you to still have that the long COVID or whatever.
Yeah. I just heard about the fact that people are still experiencing long COVID.
Yeah, where they're still having symptoms or weird things from their experience with having it. Yeah.
Right. It's Sleep Awareness Week.
Oh yeah.
And each day has a theme, believe it or not.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes. Yesterday was National Napping Day, and today is National Dream Day.
Okay.
No one has the exact same dream, by the way.
Okay.
But there are certain types of dreams that lots of people have had. A casual poll online asked people if they'd experienced these 12 dream themes. Over 20,000 people weighed in. Here are the results. A dream where you're being chased.
Oh, yeah, I've
There's
had that.
a lot of that,
Yeah.
sure. 88% people said yes. A dream about falling.
Yes.
87%.
Have I told you about the time I was in class This was in high school, so we're talking years ago. But I was in class, and I laid my head down on my desk like everybody does when they're in high school, and I had a dream that I was on my BMX bike, and I was doing like the what do you call it? Those hills, the dirt
moguls,
hills,
yeah.
whatever, moguls. I was doing that, and I went on a ramp, and then all of a sudden there was nothing else around, and so I was falling, and then whenever I hit, I jerked the entire row of desks, and nobody else had paid attention or knew that I was sleeping, but I made a huge ruckus because I jerked really hard, and because of all the, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it was one of the most embarrassing moments for me in high school. Everybody just started laughing and pointing at me. I will never forget. That was the dream of me falling. Yeah.
Other dreams that we commonly have: a dream about someone who really hurt you.
I've never had one of those that I remember.
A dream about running late to something super important.
Yeah.
72% of the people say that they've had that. A dream where you're hanging out with a celebrity. 60%.
Like where you're at a party and Brad Pitt's over in the corner or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had that. I can't think of anything specific. Have you had anything like that?
Yeah. But I can't, like you said, I can't.
Yeah.
A dream where you've lost your voice and were unable to call or shout for help.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's happened recently. Those are the
58%.
weirdest.
A dream where you're in school taking a test.
No. Not for me anyway. Have you?
No.
No, I don't think I've had
A
that.
dream where you're dying.
Yeah. Well, does it count whenever you feel like you're dying?
Sure. Why not?
I don't know, because have you ever had that dream where it's like, I can't breathe. For some reason I cannot breathe. And then you go, I need to wake up. Like you almost tell yourself, I'm dreaming, and then you go, and you realize that you probably had stopped breathing in your sleep.
Right. Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that has happened to me many times. I don't know if I've actually died and like been standing there while people are at my funeral or anything like that. Yeah.
A dream where you're pregnant.
No.
No, yeah, I can honestly say no. A dream where you're about to kill someone.
Oh, yeah.
41% of people have done that.
Have you ever dreamt about killing someone?
No.
It's never been specific.
Yeah?
It's never like I dreamt about killing Eric Michaels. It's always about somebody did something like to my sister, and I'm going after him with a gun or a knife or something.
Yeah. And finally, a dream where you're naked in public. I've never had that one either.
You haven't?
I've never had that one. No.
I want to say that I have, but again, I can't think of anything specific. But that's like the most common nightmare. Oh my God, I was giving a speech and I realized I didn't have any clothes on.
Yeah, no.
I've never had that.
No. I tend to have a lot of dreams about storms.
Okay.
Like a tornado or a hurricane. The most recent one was a hurricane.
Really?
Yeah. It was coming straight at us.
Mine always seem to have water involved. Like the weird ones, you know what I mean? Like either I'm drowning or I'm about to drown or I'm out in the middle of the ocean for some reason, or even the house is flooded.
Wow.
Yeah, lots of water-related dreams. You think that has anything to do with like your past life? Like maybe in a past life I drown at sea or something like that?
Dreams about water are typically interpreted as a reflection of your current emotional state, often symbolizing your subconscious mind, emotions, and the flow of your life, with different aspects of water like calmness, turbulence, or depth representing different emotional nuances depending on the dream scenario.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
Those things are so weird.
Well, it also is random.
Yeah. I love dream analysis. Remember, we had somebody, we talked about dreams that we had on the air, and we had somebody who was like a dream expert that called in.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't remember the specifics around that happening, but I do find it fascinating to try to analyze dreams.
Yeah.
Like, do I put any real cloud into it, any weight into it? What about you? Do you put anything into that?
Well, I've read that when I dream about storms that my life is in turmoil or there is turbulence. And so, like I said, recently I had the dream about a hurricane, but I can't think of my life being in any sort of turmoil right now. I've had dreams. I remember vividly a dream where I saw 3 tornadoes, sisters, and they were all coming basically right at me. I can vividly remember that. I also dream about work, about the radio station, the old radio station. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I haven't
a lot
had any
about
dreams
that.
about that. I don't know. To me, it feels like there's something to it. I mean, everybody's got your subconscious
Yeah.
mind, and I get that. And there might be something to it, but then also your brain is a really wacky place.
Sure it is.
And there's a lot going on in there. Dude, you've got to check out those. What are they called? The telepathy tapes. That podcast.
Yeah.
Like, listen to an episode of it on the way home tonight, whenever you're driving back to Lakeland, because they're about 45 minutes
Okay.
long. But when they start talking about what goes on in the subconscious mind and things like that, I mean, we're talking like experts, like psychiatrists and everything else. It is baffling. I mean, about like. And you know how they say we only use 10% of our brain and all
Sure,
that stuff.
right.
So whenever you really get into all of that, there could be crap going on in the depths of your mind that it's just trying to make sense of it, and maybe it's just a way to flush it out, is to go, I need to get this crap out of here. You
Maybe
know what
so,
I mean?
yeah.
I don't know. So who knows? Maybe there is something to it, that it's about your emotional state, or maybe it's just your brain kind of pooping.
The thing that I never understood is, what do babies dream about? Because babies, infants, people that are days old
That's a really good question.
have dreams. About what?
Well, you can tell that they're dreaming.
Yes.
They can't tell you, I woke up and had this weird dream.
Right.
But you can look at them, or dogs.
right.
You know, you can look at them and see that they're dreaming.
Yeah.
while
Now,
they're
dogs and cats I can almost understand, because they're thinking about chasing a cat or
Treats or
treats
whatever it
or
may be,
whatever,
yeah.
and they may bark a little bit. Okay, I can dig that. But a newborn,
Yeah.
what the hell?
What?
You have no experience on anything.
Maybe they're dreaming about being born, or
Damn, it was cold.
I'm sure that I'm sure as they're developing in the womb, they have some sort of experience, right? Their whole world is just different. Or our whole world, I guess I
Yeah.
should say.
I-
So I'm sure there's something going on in there, but we don't know any of it until we get older. And that's another thing. And I'm going to just keep bringing.
I had a
this up.
dream that I was a bullfighter.
Yeah.
There was this thing coming at me all the time. Ole.
Well, that could be another part of it. What if they're dreaming about a past life? They don't even know what a bull is, but here they are holding this red cape, trying to dodge it.
Yes.
But the other thing in this podcast they were talking about are these young kids who can remember literally being born and describe it, and
Oh,
describe
wow.
the day, and describe the shirt that their dad was wearing. Things like that. So I don't know, man. It's a very strange thing, the mind and the brain and the consciousness. And the more I hear these podcasts about them, the more I start going, I don't know if I want to know all this stuff. Just stick with the old ignorance is bliss thing.
We should try to get a dream analysis analyzer and
that would
have
be
them call
amazing.
into the podcast. here.
That would be amazing.
Shall we move on?
Yes, let's move on. We want to welcome to the. Oh no, it's not the Big Max Morning
It's
Show.
not the
I
Big
almost
Max
said.
Morning Show anymore.
We want to welcome to the Eric and Mike podcast. This weekend's comedian headlining at Laugh Out Lounge, March. My gosh, what's the date this
14th
weekend?
and 15th.
The 14th and the 15th. I don't even know. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jason Allen King. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how we doing?
Jason, how are you, my friend?
I'll tell you what. If I was better, it would be illegal. I am dynamite. I'm having a great time.
Now, you are a comedian. You're a stand-up comic, and you live in Charlotte. Is that correct?
That's correct. Charlotte, North Carolina.
Boy, that kind of just writes itself then, doesn't
I
it?
know.
Yeah,
I
this
am-
is where I started it all. So yeah, I love Charlotte.
I actually used to live up in Charlotte for an entire
Really?
summer. Yeah, a friend of mine and I, Chris Carter. You know Chris.
Yeah, I
Carter,
know Chris.
Eric.
Yeah.
And we did shows. We did the Comedy Wild West show at Carowinds for a
Oh
summer.
wow.
Yeah, it was what we still look back at as the greatest summer ever.
Oh, yeah?
Oh man, so much fun! I absolutely love Charlotte. I love Carowinds. I loved everything. I mean, that's the year of the craziness. But this interview isn't about me and my time in Charlotte.
No.
But-
let's talk about it.
Well,
Let's
I
do
can
a
tell you.
police blog
I can tell
report.
you about the time that Chris took a shot of urine at a party. I can tell you about the time that I got completely naked at a party. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stories out of Charlotte.
So, Jason,
I
does
think
your
we should keep
stand-up
details.
compare to that? Or
I got to be honest, it does not. No one's doing shots on my shows. I mean, not yet anyway. I mean, there's still time.
So for those people out there listening who don't know who Jason Allen King is, which I know that there are very few of, please tell them a little bit about yourself and how you got into the world of comedy and what you're up to these days.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I am. I've been sort of in the entertainment world for a while. I work in film production, have for about, I don't want to age myself too much, but going on 22 years or so. And of aspiring sort of screenwriter. I write some commercials and copy and things like that. And in an effort to be a filmmaker and to create my own projects I have a writing and producing partner, and we've done some feature films and some things. So to keep our I would say our writing sharp, we started doing a video series called George and Monty Comedy Thing, and that sort of kind of took on a life of its own. And so I was like, all right, so I want to be a better joke writer, so I'm going to take a comedy class and sort of dive into this. Well, that comedy class was what changed kind of the trajectory of my life, because I was a week or two in learning structure. I'm online trying to figure out what's stand up, what is writing jokes, and I just really immersed myself in it. And about 2 weeks in, I remember I kind of told my girlfriend at the time, who also took the class, she kind of set it up. Well, I said, this is a little bit of a problem, because I'm enjoying every aspect of this. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know much about anything. I mean, I'd written some sort of comedic scripts, but this was a completely different animal.
Wow.
And about the third week, the booker was one of the guys who teaches the class, kind of pulled me inside and said, hey, you're kind of pretty good. You might want to consider doing this. And that was the little bit of boost that I needed. And honestly, within 6 months, I was literally running around with different people. I was doing open mics 5 and 6 nights a week. I used to think I was a writer until I became a stand-up comic.
Oh,
now
yeah.
I'm a writer. Now I write every day.
Yeah, you
every
write all the
day.
time, right? Yeah, you're writing.
Yeah.
Even when you're not writing, you're still writing whenever you're doing comedy.
Absolutely.
That's
right.
It's funny that you mentioned your film career, because I completely forgot. I absolutely loved you in Willow.
as the Peck.
Yeah, as Warwick Davis from Willow.
Warwick Davis, that's right. I've got him by a couple inches. But,
I just want to ask you, because you got to settle a debate for my fiance and I. I think that you have a very strong resemblance to him. You are just barely twice his height, but
yeah,
I think you have a very
I'm
strong
fine.
resemblance. She says no way. Have you ever gotten that before?
I have not, but I got a pretty strong jaw. He's got a pretty strong jaw, and I think I can get that. But I'm a towering 5 feet tall, so I don't think Warwick has me even close.
This is
I don't
great.
have the
This is
acting
great, because
chops that he has.
Eric has never met you before, so he's literally trying to picture what you running
Most
around
people
in
don't
furs.
Most people don't even know that I'm short until they see me in person, because photographs and stuff. You can't, unless I'm standing next to somebody. And half the time when I get off stage, people are like, "Oh my gosh, wait a second, you're a lot shorter than you look on stage." It's very deceptive.
Who let
very
the kid in?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Sorry, you have to be 21 to get in here.
you must be this tall to do jokes at this club.
Yeah.
That's right.
So how long has it been then since you started doing this? Did you mention? I forget if you mentioned that. How long have you been doing stand-up?
I'm like 11 years, about 11 years in.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and I after I kind of took that class, I said, if in 6 months I'm still doing this, I'm going to dive headlong in. And within 6 months, I won competitions at the Comedy Zone, and I started hosting for them. And so while I did a lot of open mics and things like that, I kind of really jumped into the professional side of it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been working with the Comedy Zone, damn near every other week for, since then. They've really kind of championed me, and then are putting me all over the place wherever they book. So
That's
so
awesome.
I've had that. And I also think that's because I didn't start when I was 21. I was in my 30s. And I think with that, you bring a certain professional. I was on my third career, comedy being my third career. A lot of life experiences. I've lived in different places. So I had, something to say. I had a perspective, and I approached it from probably a more professional, serious perspective than, say, a 22-year-old. No offense to any 22-year-olds who were trying.
It's kind of funny you mentioned that, though, because a lot of people, like the younger comedians especially, they get into it thinking, oh, this is just going to be fun. Like we're gonna jerk off all the time and just just jerk around and hang out
or talk about it anyway.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, talk about it a lot, but they don't realize how much work actually has to go into it, especially today with like your social media and your things like that, where you've got to have a following, you've got to have a presence, and you've got to know how to put that stuff together. So I could definitely see where being a little bit older and more mature has its advantages.
Yeah, I think if you're serious about doing stand up, which again, that's the irony of that. It's like, yeah, you learn how to do it all. The days of it being a meritocracy, if they haven't ever really existed, I think are pretty gone. I mean, even in the time that I've been doing it, the importance of all other things outside of actually being funny on stage, they've all just sort of increased exponentially on their importance.
One thing that I always tried to stress, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. One thing that I always tried to stress when I spoke to college students getting into radio, and I think it goes into comedy or any entertainment, is the fact that it is a 24-hour-a-day job.
Right.
Because you're even if you just go to the grocery store or stop and get gas, you're going to see something that makes you laugh or something that can apply to what we're going to talk about on the air, and you work it into a routine or you work it into a bit, and so you are constantly working.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an absorption thing, right? So if you're not trained to think that everything is a joke, like you got to get yourself there. No matter what you're doing, what you're thinking about, just filter it. Get that comedy filter up, so you're always sort of thinking in joke terms. I think that's really important for sure.
I think that's a hard thing for a lot of a lot of comics think I've got to write a joke, and it does work that way sometimes. I mean, even in radio, Eric, that we have a punchline or an idea for a bit, and then we have to build around that.
Sure, yeah.
But then other times you're just at the grocery store, and the funniest damn thing happens because you said this, the clerk said that. And immediately, without thinking, you said you had a response, and then all of a sudden that becomes your best bit, and it's on your next comedy special. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just like you said, you have to have your awareness and absorbing everything.
All my comedy specials have been based on that, Mike. Going to Publix and going to local grocery stores.
Yeah, I think Eric's first comedy special is called Publix, isn't it? Yeah.
Life at the Circle K.
Yeah. Well, Jason, we're really looking forward to having you at the club this weekend, and I know that people are really excited about it. And I want to offer a special discount to anybody who hears this over the next few days, and we'll give you 50% off if you use promo code EMP for Eric and Mike Podcast.
Oh, hey.
So EMP, 50% off to come out and see Jason Allen King this weekend, March 14th and 15th. Jason, thanks for joining us, man. We're going to let you run. We know you got a busy day ahead of you.
Heck yeah, no, I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for taking time, and I'm excited about this weekend, my first time at the club, so I'm pulling out all the stops. People are going to be knocked out. I'm a guaranteed good time, man.
There we go. Yeah, that's what it said on the bathroom wall. That's why I booked you.
Yeah.
I wrote it there. That's right.
All right, Jason, take it easy, buddy. We'll see you soon.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, Eric, I only have one weird, wacky, and WTF this week.
Okay.
I thought this was it was funny to me. Okay, so laugh or don't. I don't care. I had to put it out there.
Okay.
Like we were talking about earlier, I just needed to my brain needed to wash it out.
I understand, sir. Right.
A 35-year-old naked man in New Hampshire, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Where the fiance is from.
Sure.
Was arrested on Sunday after he had, they're saying quite the afternoon. Allegedly, he had stolen a car.
All right.
Then, of course, he caused an accident on the highway because that's what you do while you're in a stolen vehicle. He sustained minor injuries, but was otherwise okay. Physically, he was fine. His mental state is a little bit more ambiguous, according to this. After the crash, the man took off all of his clothes, abandoned them on the shoulder of the highway, walked across the highway, and left the scene of the accident. Multiple drivers are called the cops after that because they had to dodge the man who was naked on the freeway. The police found the man. Oh, we're not done. The police found the man wandering down the highway, and they were fairly sure it was him because, well, he was completely naked.
Sure.
They identified the man as, get this, Sean Wiener.
Hi, how you doing?
Yep. So the guy's naked on the freeway, and his name is Wiener.
Yeah.
Yep. Wiener was charged with indecent exposure, lewdness, reckless conduct, disorderly conduct, and, of course, littering.
Littering. Yeah, there's the big one.
I guess that's for the clothes. Who knows? That's just for the aftermath. That's just for the aftermath. There will be separate charges for the theft and the crash, of course, both of which are still under investigation. But I just found it, one, hilarious that it happened in New Hampshire, where Jess is from, and that the last name was Wiener. And there he is.
At least his name wasn't Ima.
Yeah. Hey, you got directions?
Yeah.
Point out which way to get down to
Yeah.
Worcester. I need to get down to Worcester.
Down over there, if you don't mind, sir. Let us do the highly acclaimed, world-renowned food news.
Oh yes, I need the news from the world of food.
Everyone has mocked pineapple on pizza because it doesn't belong.
It does not belong, and if you eat it, you're gross.
Well, evidently plenty of people like it.
Yeah, I know. Those people are psychos.
A pizza place in Australia just divided the internet with the newest offering oranges on pizza.
What?
Oranges, yeah.
Oranges on pizza?
It's a place called Bubba Pizza.
Of course.
They have 15 locations in Melbourne.
Oh, so we're talking in Australia. Okay, Australia. All
Yeah,
right.
and apparently they added it to the menu a few months ago, and the internet is just now catching on. Their ham and orange pizza is basically Hawaiian. They've just subbed out pineapple for orange slices.
Now, see, here's the thing. Listen, I like to give people a hard time about the pineapple on a pizza. I don't personally like it.
Yeah,
But if that's the only pizza that's there and I'm hungry, I'll eat it, and I love pineapple.
understandable.
So it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But an orange on a pizza, really?
Yeah, no thanks. Not at all.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the same even, like, at least ham and pineapple go together.
Agreed.
Ham and orange? I mean, maybe, I don't know. No oranges on my pizza.
I'm sorry, no. The answer is just no.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Most people online do think it's pretty disgusting,
Yeah, I could see why.
but I would say orange is more disgusting than the
Well,
pineapple.
Think of it like, absolutely. Think of it like this. You wake up in the morning and having a cold slice of pizza, that's not too bad, right?
Yep.
Everybody kind of likes a little cold pizza in the morning for breakfast.
Yep.
But would you pour yourself a nice tall glass of orange juice to go with that?
I mean, I have.
You have?
But yeah.
Oh, man.
But,
I was expecting a huge no on that.
But it's not my go-to
Right, yeah.
beverage of choice.
Like, if you're having cold pizza in the morning, it's almost better to have a cold beer with it. No, but a glass of milk, maybe? I don't know, but it seems like there would be way too much acid in the orange to go with pizza.
Well, I will admit this was younger days.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, the older Eric, the one that gets the discounts at the grocery store, yeah, he has some difficulty with certain foods
I just think
now.
of sausage and pepperoni and orange juice. Gross. It just seems gross.
Well, the way, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Researchers in Italy released a study last month. It called periodic cooking.
Yes, this
And
is
it's not-
absolutely ridiculous.
And it's not complicated, but it does take a while, 32 minutes.
32 minutes to cook an egg. Yeah. Okay.
The two parts of an egg don't cook the same. Hard boiling makes the egg white rubbery, the white rubbery.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And soft boiling it doesn't cook it all the way.
Right.
So they designed it to cook both parts perfectly. It takes some dedications and 2 pots of water.
Yeah.
One at 212 degrees and one at 86 degrees.
Because I've always got a thermometer right there.
Sure.
To make sure that my pots of water are perfect at 212 and 86.
Now what you do is you cook the egg for 2 minutes in the hot water, then move it to the warm water for 2 minutes, and you repeat this 7 times, 8 times total.
What?
32 minutes, and you end up with a perfectly cooked egg.
That is an absolute terrible waste of time.
Yeah.
Just learn to eat your eggs like a normal person and put a little salt on it and call it done.
Right,
Especially
right.
if they're hard boiled. I'll eat a hard boiled egg. I know some people. I think even you for a while weren't you bringing in hard boiled eggs
Yeah.
as a snack?
Yeah.
And I'll do that. I mean, I've done it. It's not terrible, but it's not my preferred way to eat eggs anyway.
Agreed.
You want them. You want that cooked white and the runny yolk like a fried egg.
I love that.
Yeah, that's the best way. That's what all the gourmet meals, like a hamburger that has a fried egg, they all leave that yolk runny, so you get almost that creaminess of the yolk.
Yeah.
So cooking it all to where it's one solid piece to me is bad anyway. Unless you're doing deviled eggs around Thanksgiving, that's the only time. And even then, you're adding moisture back in with the mayo. You know what I mean?
I do. I completely agree, and I'm not going to take 32 minutes to cook an egg. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
that's just dumb.
I'll take 5 minutes to do scrambled, and I'll be happy.
I remember when we were kids, and we would hard boil eggs for Easter.
Sure.
So that you could dye them and go hide them and all that stuff. And then because my dad especially did not like wasting money
Right.
and eggs. And today, if you're paying $6 a dozen at Aldi, you don't want to waste them. We would eat them. They would go in the fridge, and we would crack them and salt them and eat them.
Right.
And I always hated the yolk anyway because it comes into this dry, powdery nastiness.
Chalkiness.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
you. Yeah.
But when I got older and I discovered the soft-boiled egg where the yolk stays kind of creamy, that's the only way. That is the only way.
Mikey was happy.
I loved it. I didn't even know that a soft-boiled egg existed until I tried
really?
traditional ramen. I was probably in my 30s whenever that finally happened. And I was like, what is this wonderful thing that I have discovered in my bowl?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Changed my egg-eating habits for life.
It's time to put the wraps on the big program. We do
Yes.
it with those stories that you might have missed. We call it In Case You Missed It.
In case you missed it, Coldplay has never had any lineup changes in almost 30 years.
And you mean they've sucked for 30 years is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, obviously I know you're not a Coldplay fan, but it is impressive that they haven't had a new drummer,
True.
a new
That's true.
bassist, nothing for
Yeah.
30 years. And if you add up all the numbers on a roulette wheel, you get 666. 666.
In a survey, 57% of Americans admit that they've lied to their dentist about their flossing and brushing habits.
Uh-oh.
Quick story.
Yes.
I'm always asked when I go to the dentist. I go twice a year to get my teeth cleaned, and the hygienist, Robin, she will look at my teeth and she will say, "Have you been flossing?" And I will go, "Sure, I have." And she'll look at me and say, "No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
Don't lie to me."
You are a straight-up liar.
And then there's been times where she will look at my mouth and she goes, "You've been flossing."
Good for you. Yeah. That's
48% of them know that their dentist will see right through that they're lies.
Of
anyway,
course,
so.
yeah. A hardcore punk fan posted photos online after he ordered an album on Amazon, and apparently instead of sending him the album that he had ordered, they sent him Clay Aiken's latest Christmas album. Apparently this did not happen once, Eric. It did not happen twice. It happened 3 different times.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All I
dude.
want is the new punk rock,
Yeah.
album, and I keep getting Clay Aiken.
Clay Aikens. Good.
God.
I didn't even realize he was still making music.
Does he?
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that really music? Are you still recovering from spring forward?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you take a nap yesterday?
Yes, I did.
If you did, do not feel bad about it. It was National Napping Day.
Oh, very nice.
But you can celebrate year-round anytime. Just take a nap.
I did take a nap yesterday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Late.
I don't know what happened. I was exhausted, and I slept for about 45 minutes, and then I was up until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, good
because
gosh.
of that. Yep,
Yeah.
I know. There's a new app coming out called Touch Grass, and it will force you to literally go outside and touch grass before going on social media. So in order to unlock your social media app, you have to go outside and touch grass. Apparently, it's going to be available this Friday only for the iOS. So if you want something to force your kids maybe to go outside, maybe that's what they're trying to do. I don't know.
God.
Have you ever done the grounding thing? I know I told you about it. Did you ever try it yet?
No.
So grounding is where you're supposed to go outside barefoot and you stand in grass, on earth of some sort, grass preferably. And you just kind of curl your toes in the grass and stand there for about 10 minutes or so and ground. You're grounding.
Yeah.
You're literally aligning the chakra or whatever the hell it is.
Sure.
I tried it when I first heard about it. It actually does something. I don't know what it is. It does something. I'm just saying, the next time you don't have to be at work, a Saturday morning, let's say. Oh, no, you go to work on Saturday morning.
Sunday or Monday.
Sunday or Monday. Get up, pour yourself your cup of coffee or your soda, whatever it is you drink in the morning. And before you put your shoes on for the day, just go stand outside, take in the fresh air, and stand in the grass with your bare feet. Just give it a try. And tell me if you don't go, wow, I actually do feel better.
Knowing my neighbors, they'll call somebody on me.
Well, have your rest of your clothes on.
Oh, well,
Just no
okay.
shoes
Well,
or
now you
socks.
tell me.
Yeah.
Now you tell me. Finally, a woman here in the fine state of Florida was arrested for battery last week after she assaulted a man at a 7-Eleven with a Pringles can.
Oh, boy.
He suffered cuts to his face, but he'll be okay. No word on the motive. Well, that's going to put a wraps on the big show. Thank you so very much for being a part of our podcast. If you'd like to reach out to us, it's simple. Just log on and email us, Eric and Mike Podcast at gmail.com. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.
Hey, don't forget, go and check out the new Grady Judd's Did You Hear Me podcast. You can find the video episodes on YouTube. Just search for the Eric and Mike podcast. And, of course, you can find it anywhere that you're listening to the podcast, probably right here where you're listening to this one.
How about that there?
How about that there? Yeah, exactly. Big thank you to Jason Allen King for joining us on the show today. Hopefully, we're going to be able to do more stuff like that in the future, and we'll be able to hopefully promote your First Friday events. I think that would be cool.
That will be cool.
And we'll have some more comedians on, and I would love to get one of those dream analysis on, analysts or whatever you call them.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Amazing. Until next time, see you later. Have a great day. Adios.